When I married Ethan, I never imagined our lives would spiral into something resembling a nightmare. He was charming, witty, a bit dramatic, but harmless. Our small group of friends, Megan, Chris, and Leah, loved pranks. From fake lottery tickets to jump scares, chaos was our tradition. It was fun, until the day we went too far. It began as a joke. At least, that's what we told ourselves. Ethan had bragged for weeks about never being scared. So Megan suggested a blindfolded surprise trip, leave him somewhere isolated for laughs, then pick him up later. I laughed as I tied the blindfold around his eyes. He chuckled too. "You're not dropping me in bear country, right?" We drove 2 hours outside the city, down forgotten service roads near the forest preserve. The sky glowed orange, deceptively calm. We stopped near an abandoned path. My gut twisted, but the others were setting up cameras. "Get out," we told him. He grinned. "All right, what's the catch?" We spun him, handed him a cheap flashlight, and drove off, laughing. 20 minutes later, we'd circle back. Only, he wasn't there. The flashlight lay broken. Footprints disappeared into the woods. We called his name. Silence. Panic settled in. We searched until dark, then phoned the police. They promised a morning search team. I couldn't sleep, replaying our laughter, his grin, wondering if he'd been afraid, angry, or lost. 3 days later, they found him, shivering, dirty, by an old ranger cabin. He didn't speak. Officers assumed disorientation, maybe a head injury. But his eyes, they were empty. At home, I tried everything, favorite food, music, talking, but he stared out the window. On the 4th night, I awoke. Ethan stood by the door, barefoot, whispering under his breath. I called softly, "Ethan." He turned, face slightly wrong. Smiling, he said, "They said I could come back." And walked past me. The next morning, muddy footprints led from the door to our bedroom. Smaller prints joined them. He hadn't come back alone. Fear replaced sleep. I told Megan, she dismissed it. Stress. Give him time. But each day, he grew stranger, waking at odd hours, whispering, digging near the woods, hands raw and bleeding. "They told me to make room," he said, eyes glazed. I packed a bag, ready to flee, clinging to hope he was still inside somewhere. Then, 3 nights later, Megan vanished jogging near the same forest. Her phone was found on the trail, recording. Police found nothing. When I told Ethan, he nodded. They liked her laugh. Something snapped. I grabbed him. "Who? What happened?" For the first time, he seemed alive. He whispered, "They're waiting for me to bring the rest." And ran. I drove to Leah and Chris, soaked, shaking, telling them everything. We locked doors, drew curtains, and tried to process it. At 2 a.m., the backyard motion light flicked. Chris checked, we followed. Ethan stood there, pale, soaking, staring. 1, 2, 3 taps on the glass. That crooked, unnatural smile. "You shouldn't have left me there," he whispered. Then vanished. Police found only muddy footprints into the woods. Weeks passed. Chris installed cameras, Leah left. I stayed in a motel, haunted by faint knocking at night, 3 deliberate taps. A month later, a police call. Something was found near the ranger cabin. My heart dropped. At the site, an officer led me to a covered stretcher. I lifted it, "Ethan. Dead, weeks maybe longer." "That's impossible," I whispered. The officer's pity was quiet. Whoever or whatever was with you, it wasn't your husband. No one ever found him again. No footprints, no sightings, just laughter in the woods, and reports of a man standing by the old road, broken flashlight in hand. Sometimes, I swear I see him there too, smiling, waiting for the rest of us. And I remember his last words, "They said I could come."
And that's the end of the story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It really helps support the channel. Leave a comment below with the kind of story you'd like to hear next. Your ideas motivate me to create more amazing stories just for you.